This is my third time recording this. I love you guys so much. So, we're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I definitely have some opinions on this. There are some good parts, there are some bad parts. There are definitely some areas for room for improvement. So we're going to be going over some stuff. Just want to let you know there will be some spoilers ahead. I will try to keep it as light and as veiled as possible, but I want to let you know there will be some spoilers. You might be able to figure out some stuff, but I will try to keep it as light as I can and as veiled as I can if you still want to be able to go enjoy the movie. If you have seen the movie, you're probably going to know what I'm referring to, which is great. But so let's just go over, get over the main points. I have had about 24 hours to sit on this. I got to see it opening night. I spent the whole day just kind of reflecting. I did get to read some other people's opinions and thoughts on it. So I can see where people are coming from. The biggest reaction we're seeing is, I would say, mixed reviews. You got some people that really like it. You got some people that really hate it. It's across the board. There's definitely some mixed reactions to this, and I completely understand. My opinion, a lot better than Force Awakens. The biggest problem with Force Awakens is that they were following the same script, but it allows them to go through different parts of the universe, allows them to expand it in some ways, and I really did like that portion of it, that they were willing to take some risks and willing to go forward, and I think it has some great points to it. But that's not to say it was without its problems. It definitely has some problems without any shadow of a doubt. Definitely has problems. So let's get into that. Again, there will be some spoilers. Try to hide them as much as possible, veil them, but we will be going over that. Let's go over some of the good parts. Has a lot of good humor. There's just some great points where they're able to break up the monotonous points or some intense scenes with some humor, which I think is great. I'm glad movies are adding that back in. It gives a lot of movies a lot more flavor, a lot more depth, a lot more just enjoyability. So I think they're doing great on that to add some humor back in. Also, there's some action sequences that I think they just do a fantastic job with. It's really enjoyable, really a blast to watch, just enjoyable overall. And let's go over the last thing that they. Oh, good twists. Good twists. It has some great twists. Some stuff that it's not expecting, comes out of left field. You expect the movie to be predictable at points. You really do. You think, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And then you realize those all tend to go to shit. So that is fun for me to watch, to see that they were willing to take some risks with that and shake it up at points. So really some good points. Again, to me, better than Force Awakens. But let's go into some problems. First one is, I'm not sure if they even had a lore master. There are some stuff that just doesn't add up in this movie. And there's a lot of history that isn't explained for multiple parts. One character in particular, you just wonder, what was that person's history? Where did they get all their power? There's just so many questions, especially with one character, where you want to know more. You want to know more about the history, and they had plenty of time to go through the history, or if they didn't want to fit it into this movie, they could have put up some supporting media or something where you can understand more about this character, and that would have been fantastic. I really think it's a lost opportunity that we just want to know more about this character and didn't get to learn anything. There's also another thing that happens that you wonder, where in the world did that person get that power? It almost makes no sense when it happens, and it's disappointing to have this person have this power and have it not be explained. If the next movie explains where this person got this power, sure, cool, that's awesome. But to have it just come out of the blue, almost just for the sake of the movie, it almost seems out of place. But if there was history behind it, it would have made more sense. It would have been at least tolerable. But with it being almost out of the blue, I didn't like it. Also, they have some characters which they make unlikable for no reason. Throughout the whole process, you're just like, why? What? There's no reason to make this character unlikable. This person should have been able to communicate more. You could have done other things. It's not a cheap ploy just to make the character unlikable to try to do this. That's bad writing. You could have done better to move the plot forward in different ways. Let's go into the mixed feeling parts. First one is, there's something that happens at the end where they've never done that before. And it answers a lot of questions that people have had. Like, if you did this, would this happen? What would happen? and it's pretty sweet. It's a blast to watch. But now that they've opened up that can of worms, you wonder, why haven't they done that before? Why don't they do it more often? It seems like a great thing. Just do it more often. At least if I was in that universe, that would be a major plan in most of my plans. So the fact that it has happened and they opened up that can of worms just makes you wonder why wasn't it done more often. So good and bad at the same point. There is one scene in particular that seems to be what a lot of people don't like, and I understand why they don't like it, but I got mixed feelings. The reason I have mixed feelings about it is one of the good parts about the movie, like I said before, is they had some good twists. They were willing to take some chances, and this whole scene, again, got some spoilers coming up, ends up being a failure for the good guys. Not only is it a failure, it ends up making the situation worse. So the fact that they were willing to take the chance on going through this subplot where at the end of it, it ends up hurting the main characters, I thought was pretty cool, because it wasn't so predictable. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, they're going to go off this subplot so it can move the story forward. You know, I know some people say it ends up being useless, but to me it's not useless, because throughout this whole movie, they're willing to show that good characters can make bad leadership decisions. You know, they don't just make the perfect decision every time. They don't just make the right decision every time. And I like that throughout this, the theme of the movie, which is great. Again, you see most of the main characters actually make mistakes along the way, and it's almost like the theme of the movie is failure, and failure, you can learn from failure. So that overarching theme, I think, is why this movie is so much better and actually has a really a lot of depth to it when you look back at all that. So there are problems with this movie. I just want to let you know there are, but I understand where people are coming from, but there are some fantastic parts about this movie. It's a blast to watch. I enjoyed it. I really want to see it again. I think there's some strong parts. I'm glad they were willing to take some risks. So I will happily see it again. I want to know your thoughts. You could completely disagree with me, and that's fine. Just let me know in the comments below. Let's talk more about this. This is always fun to, you know, get our favorite movies out there and see what people are thinking. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.